InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. We are live. And being that we are at a crossroads of time and space, the world has been in this initiation for quite some time, even before what I coined the last 2 years as the experience. But I am calling in an otherworldly mentor for this one, a mentor to guide us in a different direction. Like putting the pieces in a new place and see the curiosity of what would happen if we put the piece of this patterning in a different space, maybe even a timeline in which it came from. Not only is it interesting, but it might be at the same time something to explore with interesting or new eyes, and then start to open the door and hopefully realize that a lot of our major challenges that we have gone through and are still going through the outside world in our lifetime and our life are really an initiation or a form of an initiation. But with that, welcome to today's daily snippet. Once again, I am your host. I am a practicing holistic Sha'medium and a subtle energetic surgeon. My thing is to merge these indigenous technologies, the spirit of West Africa, Burkina Faso, the tribe in Dano, the Dagara, with the subtle energies and elements and elemental beings from the elemental realm into the imaginal realm, with offerings, rituals, prescriptions to really add to your personal container, your juice. But my intention is to merge these two technologies, the subtle and the indigenous, within the etheric highway to really assist you into navigating your prime directive, what I call, or what is known as your inner genius, just really reintroducing you to who you were or are, remembering the magical being that resides within you. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room, hoping to shift the juice up here. But just a quick announcement here. If you have yet to purchase or have purchased any of my offerings on my online venue, my corridor, Musing with Tonya D, be sure to check your virtual mailbox today to connect with my private space. I've been going live just in that space recently, doing the Dream Weaver, if you will, because we're in the Fire Clan year in the Dagara cosmology, and part of the Fire Clan, the element, is dreams. I will also be doing Ancestor soon, possibly visioning, connecting to our fire, and also, if you haven't already, please be kind and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tonya D. Pretty much everything's Tonya D, right? But hit the bell button so you're notified. And also, if you don't mind, liking the videos, commenting, sharing. It really helps echo out that YouTube algorithm to suggest me to like-minded musers out in the galactic universe. But with initiation forms are there to assist us to follow into the next stream of life. And along the flow of those streams, if we don't follow the upcoming stream in our life, sometimes within us, something within us will die. And the purpose of initiation is to get those things to die in order for us to get new skin. Diddy's in the background. He agrees. He's getting some new skin. However, those cosmic cobwebs in the closet, the shadows, when we shed skin, it's just like a snake or a lizard. We're outgrowing our old life, our old form, and we're trying to climb into our old skin, the skin that no longer fits us. So if you are curious, or maybe I've opened up something inside of you, a processor of some kind, an initiation, that's where a divination is actually called for. So that's just one aspect of the Dagara that speaks to our soul. There's so much more wisdom in the origin, the ancestral realms, the beings that are otherworldly, the messages of the day. I'm actually going to utilize the elementals, which is great. But the first one we have here is air and sound. And my eye is watering. I can feel it. Sorry about that. They're moving the air in the back and it's making me cry. However, first up we have air. Air and sound, so that it sets this vibrational tone of our lives, the thoughts we have, how conscious our language is, how integrated we are in using both our right and our left brain, Mercury, if you will, and how we work with prayer, intention, and meditation. So all of those are the essence of the realm of air. And in the realm of air, this is when we begin to see our life from a galactic perspective, viewing things larger than life and working with our ability to utilize our vision. So air is where we learn to soar, and we can fly when our thoughts and our vibrations are actually in harmony with our life's desires. This is great. The eyes. Air, right? The eyes, the windows of the soul. So my eyes are speaking, obviously, to me. But through air and the mental realm, sometimes the muddle in our mind, this is where we hold our belief system about life. So it's like, did we consciously choose our belief system, or is it based on this outdated mental muddle model that's been passed down to us? So it really takes a lot of dedication and focus to change our mental muddle and our models. And we choose to set a conscious tone for our lives, that frequency and vibration. But within air, we have meditation and we also have prayer. So meditation and prayer, this is when we learn how to quiet our mind and be mindful and really receive that inner wisdom in the guidance. So prayer is how we're asking for assistance on our inner realm. And meditation is a powerful way to listen, like receiving that guidance. So when we pray, it's important to know that our prayers are going to be answered, but praying more from a feeling space and place that our prayer is answered kind of sets that frequency, that vibration, in that tone. And if you pray from a space that's unsure, then you're going to energize that insecurity. So knowing that when we hold the frequency of our request, that it is done, and then it's in the patience and the waiting. So today's message, possibly, do we need to take the time and the space to actively meditate or prayer or do an invocation? Be sure to check out my Musing Moon meditation and also my podcast. I talk about Sandalphon. One of his gifts is to take these messages and our prayers actually out to spirit, the spiritual realm, possibly an ancestor. We should actually having more conversations that way anyway, right? And then we have fire, which fire is the action realm. Fire is Mars, it's the sun, it's Jupiter, it's the fires within us, but it's also fire in the elemental, water of the fire of the fire, air. I mean, there's all these elementals that I can kind of play with there. But fire is where we learn to be dynamic, claim our personal power, to let our light shine bright like the sun, feel passionately about life itself. But it teaches us about the mysteries of transformation, literally changing forms, because fire can take metal, unrefined, and shift it into a new form. It produces earth from wood. So it's like this dying of an old part of ourselves to become born anew. So fire is also a volatile realm, and often people express their fear of it just getting out of control, a fire raging out of control. It's also war. Metal is also that. So you got these two things happening right now. But learning to work with fire is a skill that often requires a lot of conscious focus on our consciousness. And balance really is the key when working with fire. Fire is also an aspect of spirit, but it also teaches us to live within our own personal dynamic, eclectic, eccentric, powerful, passionate life, that essence of life, into our radiant core. So working effectively with the path of fire, that really requires that we honor the sacred, the teachings, the tools, and find ways to merge these gifts and these messages from the other realms with our everyday awareness and subconsciousness or consciousness. All of it, really. It's all in the container, the cosmic soup. But today we have passion, which is the fuel to take the action in life and to live in connection with our inner passions, our inner drives. And it's giving us the energy for life and makes the quality of our life even richer. So just kind of tune into your inner realm to discover what you are truly passionate about. Journal, ask questions of fire, and really connect to a time in your life when you felt very energetic, very alive. And then from what vantage point of that timeline, that time in your life, can you see your passions? So are you living fully from your passions? So really kind of ask fire to show you more ways to connect to your passion, whatever that is. We're all individual and it's all different. We'd all kind of be boring if we were doing all the same thing, right? See the juice in others too, right? Their passions. And then we have Earth, which I just finished the Earth Immersion for Voices of the Otherworld last Saturday. The Earth Elementals, the Earth Star, the Vivaxis, and so much more. But Earth is the physical realm. It teaches us to honor the physical, how to live in a state of gratitude and grace, and honor the cycles and the transitions. Earth is a in between. It's always in between all of the elementals. It's too hard energetically to go from one season to the next. And just like life, energetically, the initiation of each little portal through life. But it really is honoring those cycles and how to form an internal container of sacredness for our life, how to embody wholeness and heal any internal separation or conflicts. But we also learn to work with discipline and structure and form and just appreciate the bounty and the beauty that life brings in. So Earth is also a teacher who is loving. She's guiding us as we live and journey upon her, the flesh of the earth. She connects with our personal earth, which is our body itself, the body, our container, the flesh, right, in the flesh. So just remember to really give thanks to the element of earth and offer the gift of what the earth has provided into the physical realm. But the card that's come with Earth is ceremony and celebration. So ceremony kind of bridges the outer and the inner realms, the worlds. It's a powerful state. It's a sacred container in which to really practice honoring these transitions. So we can have ceremony to honor the changing of the seasons, to celebrate the birth of a child, a marriage, the passage into adulthood, into elderhood, into ancestorhood, the passage of death or divorce, the ending, the grieving, the ritual for the grief of the transformation there, moving into a new home, a new job transition. So if it's appropriate for ceremony, we can then add celebration to raise the energy of whatever the event is and raise our personal joy in life to a new level. So, what do we need a ceremony or even a celebration around? Really, it's the baby steps. It's the little things, seriously. So on the elemental highway, which I think this is awesome as well. Woo, this is an elemental day. Everything is very elemental today, but we are going from taking action with spirit to manifesting that spiritual passion into the earth realm. And we have this yang water rat of a day, a Ren Zi. So there's lots of water. The roots of the tiger just might rot, have soggy roots, if you will, overwatering a plant. But our day has friends in the heavenly realm, all that yang water, and one little snicker in the rat, the yin water. That's kind of a little snicker. It's kind of an adversity, if you will. So with our day, the wood is strong. It's in the spring, but metal, the frequency of metal is weak. That's our communication. It's our ability to speak our truth, our language, metal, which also means that the stems are weak because metal supports the water. So yang metal is the most needed, or mineral. That's the most needed element of the day to control all those tigers that are producing the water or absorbing the water. So yang fire is actually needed to warm up our cold, chilly day. And the yang water, being that we have so much of this water, yang earth is also useful to keep water in the flow. So it's like the sides of a riverbank, how the earth guides the water, directs the water, and holds it like a lake in a container. But what's interesting is our day needs the elemental cards that were in the messages earlier, which I find curious. It's often better to be curious and question everything, but we need the passion to burn down the wood and take the idea, wood, to create earth, to shape it so it can take form, manifest. And metal, which is part of the realm of air, the mental mind, if you will. So, the earth is really in an initiation. We are like ants, and it's like, what is an ant to do? Like an ant, an ant farm. So it's like, keep on plowing through, or do we start shedding our skin to birth a new valley? So I would utilize those elements that were in the messages to ground into, or utilize them to do rituals, or more importantly, even meditate on these elements, add passion to your cosmic soup, celebrate the baby steps, do a ceremony, utilize the earth, and really play with the ideas of what an elemental ritual looks like for you. I'm going to be visiting my shrines, my KV, Cantombly Village out back. I have a shrine out there, but it's a combination of taking an action, holding faith for our manifestation, spirit, the universal juice. It really is a spirit to spirit kind of day. Really, all days are a spirit to spirit kind of day. It's just that we are in the season of spirit, even the karmic side, the karmic lessons spirit brings to us. So it's kind of elevating us to a new vibrational tone. So it's like sitting with spirit in this initiation, meditate to the core of what spirit has to show us today. So it's like to get on the path to peace is part of this initiation. And that's what's going to probably come through on the manifestation side. So be sure, literally, to take the time, give yourself the space. It's like our subconscious realm might be exploring past lives or even this lifetime, the memories down to our bones, into the earth star, our bone marrow, memories that might have been troublesome. That too is a call to investigate and perform a ritual around, conflicts and obstacles are spirit waking us up to get us on the path and just respond to yourself differently. So this old patterning and these pieces are taking a new shape, a new form. And our cosmic cobweb, everything's out of there into this new cosmic hallway. So you might notice today that the pieces subconsciously or otherwise, the patterns in the outer realm that have been on repeat, that karmic lesson could be, you might just be getting the memo on that. So these different scenarios might play out with a different face, usually and oftentimes. So initiation is really on its way. And in doing so, it then ends those cyclings of the past by piecing the memo differently, looking with new eyes, create sacred space today, add love to your container, do loving things to self within your creations, our mind and our feelings, and see new pathways, see new corridors, the rivers, the streams. Maybe wave goodbye to those old patterns, bless them, offer gratitude for those teachings and those lessons, and really see the attitude of gratitude and thank the soul for getting you this far. You're ready to take it up a notch and upcycle that frequency. So tune into your feelings, have a conversation with them. So when this happened, I felt this way, and add a dose of love to the feeling and kind of have that conversation. How did I feel when that happened? And just add some more love into the cosmic soup and just allow the sensations of the future, those thread lines that are ahead of our soul, the nomadic Merlin, if you will, to believe authentically that this transformation is real and it's on its way to become permanent, like landing, manifesting. So it's the soul and the spirit that are in alignment to manifest our heart's desire. It's like they're having that conversation. It's the pathway to the galaxy, if you will, like believe, hold faith, and trust. So being in sacred space with our body, our mind, our soul, and our spirit, just manifesting through spirit what our heart contains at the core, our prime directive. And the moon herself is in the season of Aquarius. So you might be feeling the cycle of Aquarius, the season we just left before Pisces, the season when the sun was in Aquarius. And for myself, it's right on my part of fortune and my vertex for today. So I'm in the flow of it anyway, between realms, if you will. And then we have the super juicy spirit moon in Pisces. So be sure to check out the Musing Moon meditation. The link is in the show notes. But we have a vibration. Have the ability to vibrate or be vibrating to an elevated spiritual frequency. So we will be in a state of spirit. And the sun to spirit, the moon feeling spirit, and knowing for myself, that I am responsible for my own personal vibration and elevating that to a frequency that the universe authentically sees me at. I too have left the universe to be in this realm and the beliefs of what the good life is, right? I went down that pathway for a second, had tons of energetic hiccups, the illusion that man puts upon us, it's all perspective. And being that initiation is in the forefront, we're being initiated continually. So we have forces, we have obstacles, again, what I call energetic hiccups. or burpings, if you will. But here I am out of the cosmic cobweb. So with our Earth Star online, just bringing spirit to the core of the earth to really make things manifest through the heart's authentic desires, I would really set your sacred space within the elemental that you are called to the most and breathe spirit into those spaces to cleanse the cobwebs, the cosmic webbing that no longer is serving you, to bring into the earth realm, the Earth Star, the dreams of why you incarnated, what you want to create. What is the dream? And really see things through the eyes of spirit, an ancestor, an otherworldly, an unseen, a keeper of the wild, the beings that come to the bell. There really are unlimited possibilities. So I would literally dream big and allow spirit to be that beacon that guides your soul and your personal spirit, your essence. We have the seed sound of Ong, our crown center online. So I would bring in the root as well, the root sound or the center, because we can manifest through our root as well as our Earth Star, different frequencies of course, but it's like manifesting through the base and grounding our heart's desire to really become the manifester. So we could do the LAM channel, and I have all these in the show notes by the way too, so kind of recalibrate what you're guided to, but that's what I'm seeing. You can bring in color. I would bring in the colors of the earth herself, the beiges, the browns, the muted reds even, or even your heart, if you want to bring in your heart space and you need a splash of personal love, the Yam channel. But the affirmation for the day, I would affirm that I am manifesting from my core, my prime directive with the ancestral love who is divinely protecting my spiritual essence, like creating that sacred space. And I would really make it a spiritual manifesting day, manifesting through the eyes of spirit, the eye of spirit, if you will. So it's going to look a little bit different than the eyes of the physical, and really celebrate that win after ceremony, of course, and listen to the realm of spirit, the otherworldly today, the voices of the other world. I think they're truly online, quite frankly, but I will see you on the other side, InShalla, and Ashe. Blessings to you.